Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I talking to Dharmendra?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. It's Gopal here from Cisco.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'll quickly start with core Java.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is the immutable class?
See, immutable class means the class, if you create the object of that class, then contents, a state of the object cannot be modified. For example,
Okay.
a string class. A string class is immutable class. So when we create the object, a string object with some data, then we cannot modify the contents of that object. So if this facility is supported by any class, we can say that class is immutable class.
Okay. So, how will you make sure that, no, I'll put it in another way. Like, how will you create an immutable class?
Yeah, how to write custom immutable class. This is your question, alright?
Yes.
Yeah, so see, suppose I have employee class with ID, integer ID and a string as name. Okay? So this class I will make immutable, correct? So yeah, first I will declare class as final so that subclass would not modify the data. Second, all the variables of the class I will make private and final. So it should not be accessed from outside the class, and final means only one time we can modify the data. We'll write the constructor to update the state of that data, and we'll write getter method if you want to access outside, but we will not place any setter method inside the class.
Okay.
So that we can guarantee that class is immutable.
So, okay, that's fine. So, okay, consider I have a list of employees.
Yeah.
Okay, employee class contains employee name, age, date of birth, and all other fields.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to sort it by employee name and employee age. Okay.
You want to sort by employee name and employee EID.
Age.
Employee age. Okay. Like age is the age is what? It is data object or what it is?
Yeah, it's an integer object.
Integer. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are storing collection of employee object into array list. We can say
Collection of
employee object, list of employee we are storing.
Yes.
Yeah. Now your question is how to sort by employee ID and employee name or employee age, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we will do, we will write two separate comparator class. We can take a class employee comparator by implementing java.util.comparator interface. And if you want, you can use generic concept. And generally we will use generics. And then what we will do, we will override compare to method, which takes two object as a parameter. If you are using generics means directly you can pass that type of value. In comparator method, we will access first employee object. We will typecast that. If you are not using generics, you need to typecast in compare method, and then you need to get the s name or employee name, and then we will call s1 dot compare to s1 sorry s2. So and to sort that we will call collections dot. In collections class they have given sort method. It takes two parameters. First is the list object, second is your comparator subclass object, so that you can call, and it will sort as per name. If you want as per age also, to write one more comparator class by implementing comparator interface. Again override the compare method and write the logic to sort that. In the case of integer, we can use simply minus. We can return employee1 dot age minus employee2 dot age. That's it.
Okay. So, as you said, right, we should have two comparators, and we need to pass to the collection dot sort, right?
Yeah.
Suppose that so basically it will sort either by name or age, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking suppose if you have a query select all employees. Okay, select all from employees where you put a order by name and comma age. Right?
Yeah,
so it will order by both name as well as age. Right?
How it
Same
will
logic
order?
I want.
No.
Sorry?
Using two field, how we can sort at a time? Either we have to sort by name or we have to sort by age.
No, it won't sort by both.
Both
If you
how?
put a order by both?
No, how it is possible? Both how we can sort? Suppose we have employee starting with name A, and there is
Mm-hmm.
their age is 99. Second employee
Mm-hmm.
is starting with name B, but age is suppose 16 only. So how it will sort with both the fields?
Suppose like if you are belongs to like employee name and employee department,
Yeah,
consider,
yeah.
right? So if you sort it by employee name as well as the employment department, so how it will be sorted? So it will sort according to, right, employee name and department.
Yeah, department means what is there? Like a department, see, generally we will sort based on value or we will sort based on alphabets. Either value, if it is a primitive or if it is a string, we will go for alphabets, alphabetical
No,
sorting.
sometimes that grouping will happen, right? Now second is used for grouping,
Yeah, yeah.
department and name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will put the ascending order, then it will sort the department.
Yeah, yeah.
So similarly, think about, forget about the age, think about the department.
Okay.
I'm sorting by both, like order by name and department,
Okay.
order by.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Same concept I want to put it in the Java.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what is the logic you are going to write?
At a time, both the fields you want to sort.
Yes.
Hmm. So we will write custom logic. Again, we are not going to use the any compare to built-in method. Like a department, what value we have stored? I know that.
String.
Okay, this department is a string and one is first is name. So both are string only.
Yeah, both are
So
string.
what we can do, like this scenario till now didn't come for me, but what we can do in compare method, we will get employee name. First employee
Mm-hmm.
name, suppose employee name 1, and we
Mm-hmm.
will get employee name 2.
Mm-hmm.
Second we will get okay, first employee object, second employee object we will get, and we have to sort based on name as well as employee department also. So we
Mm-hmm.
can write uh, if employee 1 dot name dot compare to employee 2 dot name uh, less than
Mm-hmm.
uh, we can call employee 1 dot department dot compare to employee 2 dot department, then return less than is there, return some negative value,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will use else if. In else if we can write the same thing again. We will use greater than symbol. Here we will return some positive value.
Mm-hmm.
And third, else we will return 0. If suppose all are same, we can return 0. I hope this we can use to sort based on both the fields at a time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, like so, what is the difference between hash set and linked hash set?
See, hash set and linked hash set,
Mm-hmm.
you can say only one difference is there.
Mm-hmm.
In hash set, data will be stored based on hash code value of the object. You can call it as random order. We can't say that whatever order we are storing in the same order, it will not be stored. And
Okay.
hash set internally using index representation. So searching will be faster. If you are accessing the data more frequently, then we can go for hash set. Linked hash set, data will be stored in the same order added by the user. And linked hash set internally using node data structure. So when you have a requirement to perform insert delete operation, then hash set is not good. We will go for linked hash set. So this is the main
Mm-hmm.
difference.
Okay. So, and is there any collection where you can store key value pair and the key has to be in sorted order?
Yeah, it is tree map.
Mm-hmm. Suppose if I add the employee object to the tree map,
Yeah.
so what would be the sorting?
Employee object, if you are adding directly, it will give you class cast exception.
Okay.
So what you have to do, if you want to add the employee object, then your employee class, key must be comparable object. Whenever you are inserting any key inside the tree map, that key must be comparable. So imply class has to implement comparable interface. It has to override compare to method, and in that it has to return difference of any field like imply ID or imply name or whatever. So it will give you the natural sorting order. If you want to, like if you want based on name other, then you write separate comparator class, and while creating tree map object, you pass that comparator subclass object.
Okay. So have you worked on multi-threading?
Yeah, I worked.
So what is the difference between wait and sleep?
Yeah, see, wait is the instance method of object class, java.lang.object class. It has three overloaded methods: wait without any parameter, wait with long millisecond as a parameter, wait with long millisecond, and integer nanosecond as a parameter. Now, sleep is the static method of thread class. It has only two overloaded methods: sleep with long as a parameter, sleep with long comma int as a parameter. So this is about the method signature. As per the work, sleep method is used to pause the execution of thread for a specified amount of time. If you are using wait also for long or long integer, then it will also perform the same task. But main difference will come when you are using in synchronized context. Suppose if your method is synchronized, and in that method, in the run method or whatever M1 method is there, if you are calling sleep method and wait method, then actual difference will come. What will happen when you call the sleep method on running thread, then thread will go to sleep state and it will not release the lock of object. But in the case of wait method, thread will go to wait state and immediately it will release the object lock. So that is why wait method is responsible to release the lock of an object. So that is why we have to call wait method from synchronized context only. But sleep method can be called from non-synchronized context also.
Okay. What are the bean scopes available in
Spring? Yeah, Spring bean scopes are it is singleton and prototype. It is request, it is session, and one more is there global session. 5 scopes are there.
Okay. So what is the difference between a singleton and a global session?
See, global session generally we will not use in this normal Spring. It will be used in portlet web application. So there I didn't work. So about the singleton, prototype, request, session, I know.
So what is the difference between prototype and request?
Prototype and request. See, request generally will be used in the case of when you are developing application through Spring MVC. Request means what? Bean object will be created and that will be placed into your request object. So that can be accessed in the same request before flushing the response to the client. Singleton means what? Singleton is the default scope of bean. In that what will happen? It will follow lazy loading. It will follow aggressive loading. Means at the time of Spring container startup, it will create the bean object and that will be served whenever you call the getBean method. So only one object will be created and that will be reused again and again.
Okay. Only one object. Okay. Now what is the difference between prototype and this one request?
Prototype and request.
Yes.
Prototype will follow lazy loading. How many times you are calling the getBean method, one new object will be created and that will be returned. Okay. And in the case of request, I think request and session both we can use in combination with prototype and singleton also. I hope so.
So you don't know the actual difference.
Actual difference I'm not getting between prototype and request. Request generally will be used to store that data. Bean object we can store and that data we can populate to the client on JSP page. And prototype, I think we can't use for this purpose. Request will be used to, we can say, to hold your data from your server to the client.
Okay. So what is the lazy loading in Hibernate?
Lazy loading means like see, we have a customer class. Customer class having one customer ID and one customer name and one list of addresses. List of address class object is there as a field. So whenever we are loading the customer, if we are following if we are following lazy loading, then what will happen? Only CID and CNAME related data will be stored in the Hibernate runtime system. Whenever we will call get address method, customer.getAddress, then it will take the data for that address is related. Or if you are following any inheritance mapping, then whenever you are loading superclass, then it will not load all the subclass related objects. Whenever you require, that time it will return through proxy object.
Okay. What is the cascade attribute?
Cascade attribute will be used if you are like, suppose if you have parent-child relationship, one table we have that contains primary key and another table which contains foreign key. So suppose if you are deleting the record or updating the record of parent table, suppose you are deleting one record from the parent table. Suppose employee is there some address related information we have stored in address table. So if I am deleting the data from the employee table first, I have to delete that data from the address table related data. In place of that, we can instruct the Hibernate runtime system. You do it automatically. Whenever I perform the updation on main table, you perform the related operation on child table automatically. So for that purpose, we can use cascade.
So what are the values for cascade?
Cascade none is there, cascade read is there, cascade read write is there.
Okay. Okay, Dharmendra. So I'm done. So do you have any questions?
Yeah, like if I got selected, what type of project we have to work upon, and what are the next round of interview I have to attend?
Okay, so if you are selected, there will be one more round of interview.
Okay.
Face to face.
Yeah.
So that there will be a managerial round.
Yeah.
So okay, sure. Thank you, Dharmendra.
Okay. Bye. Good night.
Okay, good night.